So we're going to make a hot chocolate souffle pudding inspired by that red velvet cake.
We are indeed.
Get some chalky and melt it. Whilst it's melting, we're going to whisk up some egg whites. But before you do that, add a little bit of lemon juice to the egg whites. So we can start adding a little bit of sugar now to the meringue. So in goes the caster sugar. Add it a little bit at a time. Don't just whack it all at once, because you can knock the air out of it. So the chocolate is lovely and melted now. So I'm going to add the egg yolks. This is another bit of jeopardy because there's a lot of fat in here and you don't want it to separate. So I'm going to add 1/5 of the mix in here. You can be fairly vigorous at this point, but then when I add the rest of the meringue, I'm going to fold in quite carefully.
So when you're buttering the ramekins, the trick is to have your ramekins dry and cold, and then your butter at soft kitchen temperature.
And then you take some caster sugar and you pour it into the ramekin so the sugar sticks, so you get this lovely little crust on the outside of the souffle.
Which is part of the joy of a souffle.
Fill the souffle molds like so.
I like to use icing sugar when I'm making a raspberry puree. Little bit of raspberry liqueur going in as well. Now don't blitz it too much. And we want this to be fairly cold so as not to let down the milkshake sauce too much.
So I'm going to take 2 of these soufflés and pop them in the oven.
You're sure they're going to work?
No. And that gives me time to make a bit of chocolate sauce. Bring the cream to the boil and then whisk in the chocolate.
I think they're up.
Indeed they are. Nobody more surprised than me.
Can I make my sauce now?
Of course you can, yeah.
For our milkshake, I'm adding raspberry puree to ice cream.
I'm so excited.
I'm so excited. Da, da, da.
Wow, milkshake sauce.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. In she goes. Oh! So in homage to the red velvet cake, our chocolate pudding souffle
With raspberry milkshake sauce.
Love it. Oh.
It's a beautiful thing.
It's insanely good.